Brittany Hershowy, and I'm 33. I grew up in an alcoholic home. When I was about in the second grade, my parents got a divorce, and it was quite a traumatic event for me. Yeah, so we moved 2.5 hours from where I was living when I was living with both of my parents, and for the rest of my childhood and adolescence, I went back from between my dad's and my mom's house. When I was 13, I was taken advantage of by one of my older sister's friends at a party. And that was kind of like a, pivotal moment for me. I was already experimenting with drugs and alcohol, but after that event, it kind of just got worse. I started using the drugs and alcohol as like, something to fill the void inside. The drugs and alcohol just kind of continued and escalated throughout my teens and into my adulthood. I just kept doing harder, different things, trying different things, just trying to fill that void. But I graduated high school and I went on to college to become a journeyman welder. And then my dad died while I was in college doing that from cancer. And after that, I started using IV drugs, particularly morphine, and my life just kind of spiraled out of control after that. Like I lost my job, my mom started asking questions, and then I moved out to Alberta to kind of like hide myself from that. I was in a relationship when I moved out here, toxic relationship. He was abusive emotionally and physically, and I ended up leaving him, and I found myself on the streets, prostituting to make money for my addiction. My mom died in 2019, and that was like extremely hard for me. About 6 months after she died in that car accident, I ended up finding myself in treatment, and my recovery journey started. 6 months into my first treatment stay, I did relapse. I left without, against the advice of my, healthy supports and stuff, and I ended up relapsing, and then I ended up back in treatment, and that's when I found out I was pregnant, and things got a lot more serious for me after that, and then here I am today. So.
My name is Tasha Farna. I'm the clinical lead at Adira Recovery Center. So Adira is a long-term faith-based addiction recovery center for women who are wanting to enter into long-term recovery. So we're a residential center. What's unique about our program is that women can actually come and live there with their children. And we're one of the few centers in Canada actually that allows that. So while women are going to the program, they're going into programming or in programming, their children can live with them and usually attend school or daycare during the daytime, so that moms and kids can be together while the women are pursuing recovery. So our program is kind of a holistic program. We look at treating the whole person, so we address the biopsycho, social, spiritual, kind of 4 different elements of a whole person. Our program is a Christian or faith-based program, so we do have kind of devotions and Bible study, and church is a regular part of our program, and those values are really kind of a part of everything that we do. So our thrift store definitely raises a lot of awareness for Adira. Many people don't actually know who Adira is. We're a pretty small organization, but they come to the thrift store, and most people are into thrifting these days. So coming to the thrift store and being able to see that actually all of our funds actually go back to support Adira. And then people ask what Adira is, and it kind of raises awareness about that for us. And then it gets people involved as well. Like we have a lot of people who, once they find out what we do, they actually want to support either the thrift store or support Adira because they're just on board with what our vision and our mission is. And then this eventually can be a point of employment for women once they graduate or kind of transition out of our program. We do look at providing opportunities for work here for our women, which is really nice because often there can be barriers to finding work just with some of the challenges that our women face. This is an opportunity for them to kind of have that employment.
The Adira community has shown up for me in many ways. The first one that comes to mind is the aftercare program that I'm part of. We meet weekly and just go over struggles that we may be struggling with, or wins that we want to celebrate, and it's just a really welcoming, safe place where I can kind of process through things that I'm going through. Another way was recently I was invited to an event that Adira held, a fundraising event called the Evening of Dreams. And at one point in the evening, I remember them asking the alumni and the residents to stand, and everybody stood and applauded us. And like having experiences like that is very heartwarming because, I could see that all these people who don't even know me are rooting me on and cheering for me. And knowing that in the back of my mind and having experienced that makes the hard days, a little bit more bearable. Knowing that I have so many people that love and care about me, and they don't even know me. And then also more than a fad, they've shown me so much like patience and kindness and flexibility with me going to school and having to change my hours and helping me, enter into the work field again because I did have a substantial gap where I wasn't working heavy when I was heavily into my addiction. And and they just taught me so much about that side of the organization. My son, he's a little cutie. He's 2 years old, and he was born at Adira. I had transferred out of another program into Adira at 8 months, and so he was born there. I was only there for a month, and he was born there, and he grew up there until we left, so for the first 17 months of his life. And he's just such a joy, and he gives me a lot of drive to keep going in this recovery journey because, it's not just about me anymore. I have, him, and I want to break that generational curse, and I want him to have, opportunities I didn't have. I want to continue living life in recovery and walking with the Lord. I think it's important that I give back to society, I guess, because I had so many people help me along the way, and so that's why my goal is to get into nursing. Right now I'm just upgrading my high school to put things into place to be able to enter into that program and kind of help other people. And I understand that there's always a potential that I might, slip or, relapse as a reality, right? But it's important that what I do with that when it happens, and I want to continue living in recovery. And I'm just really grateful for Adira. I wouldn't be the person I am today. I wouldn't be the mother I am today. I wouldn't, be the friend or the employee or anything that I am today without them. And I know that I did the work to get here, but they definitely helped me.